Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Crosswinds Church More Than Sunday podcast. Today, we are continuing another episode with Derek Walker with his shelter-in-place tips. And I think last time we talked about great places to order carry-out. This time, I thought we'd have some fun and ask Derek what it is he and his wife Amy are watching on TV, on Netflix, to occupy their evenings to get through this. So enjoy this. All right, we're here with Derek Walker, our creative arts pastor, back for more tips.
More tips. This is the third. Can I tell you something, Chris? This is the third podcast I've recorded with you in the course of 7 days.
I know, right? We did one the other day with Gavin. We did tips last week.
The people are saying that you and me have a chemistry on mic that is undeniable.
I don't know if they're saying that, actually.
Yep. That's what they're saying. No, that's 100% what they're saying. They all said it.
That's out there. All right, that's good. So, Derek, we didn't have time last time to ask what it was that you guys have been watching. Any suggestions? We got to grocery stores last time.
We did grocery stores and restaurants. Yeah,
carry out. It was all very Livermore centric. Our apologies for that, but I will say what we're about to talk about. You can be anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. Can you imagine doing this quarantine without streaming? Like,
right.
5 or 6 years ago, I think Netflix was streaming, and that was kind of it, right?
Yeah.
And even then, it was like not a whole lot. Can you imagine trying to do that, like without Disney Plus? Can you imagine? Oh my, I can't imagine without Disney. Let me start with Disney Plus, dude.
Wait. As you mentioned that, can I tell you? Yeah. Can I tell a quick story?
I would love that.
I may have told you this before. I moved here 12 years ago to the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, just down the road here. And I was always a TiVo user, big TiVo fan.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, my very first Christmas bonus ever in 1999, I went and bought a Series 1 TiVo, and it changed my life.
Wow.
Because prior to that, if I wanted to watch something like a ball game, I'd have to record it on a VHS tape.
On a VHS tape, yeah.
Right. So I was also a Netflix user, and I had gotten an email right before I moved here from Las Vegas that said, hey, if you live in the Bay Area and you use TiVo as well as Netflix, we are doing like a study, and we'd like your involvement. And I thought, oh, cool, I'm going to give this a shot. I went down to TiVo. I signed up. I went down to TiVo. They sat me in. It's over in like Mountain View.
Yeah.
I sat in like a fake living room. Like it was you go through a door, and there's like an entertainment center with a TV and like a couch and a coffee table to put your feet on, and like end tables next to the couch. And a guy sat next to me in a chair. And he said, okay, I want you to hit like your TiVo button, and then I want you to scroll through. What do you see different? And for the first time ever, I saw a Netflix opportunity. But prior to that, Netflix was not streaming online yet. It was only discs. And I was like, are you telling me I'm going to be able to watch Netflix through my TiVo? And that day I feel like I had a little part.
You're like an early adapter, man.
Well, I feel like I'm a test. I if it had failed, who knows if we'd have this now.
Well, I remember when they first started streaming on Netflix, and my dad would show me like, oh yeah, they're actually streaming this movie on Netflix. And I would go, that sounds awful. I don't want to watch, because I was just imagining how bad internet was back then, how slow it was. Right. Now I can't imagine. I cannot imagine doing this without Netflix, dude.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, sorry. So back to you.
We've been doing a lot of streaming in our house. A, because we have kids. B, because we are bored all the time.
Right.
So I thought I'd kind of split this into two different things, kids and non-kids. So I'm going to start with kids. So even if you don't have kids, listen to this, because I'm telling you, there's going to be some good stuff for you. First off, if you don't own Disney Plus or subscribe to Disney Plus during this specific quarantine, I don't know what to say. Like, it's crazy. I understand why. Yeah. It's a lot. Not that much, actually. $7 a month, $8 a month.
6 maybe? I don't know.
Maybe 5, maybe 4. I don't know. But I have been doing this thing. My oldest daughter, Atlee, is turning 7 next week. Not so much of I'll sit down and watch a movie type of kid, which I don't get. My youngest, who is 3, will watch a movie with me anytime. And so I've been taking the opportunity to go on Disney Plus and just go through all the old Disney animated classics. And I'm talking the animated classics that we all know and love. I'm talking Snow White, Cinderella, Pinocchio. And I'm also saying on Disney Plus, man, there are some weird things you can see from like when Walt Disney was like, "I'm gonna go to Cuba and make a movie with as like almost like a weird propaganda type thing, travel thing." And
Yeah.
watching that, we've been watching all the old Disney movies. That's been fun. And
Which
then
ones? I forced my kids to watch Old Yeller with me,
oh,
about a month
dude,
ago.
that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'm
I
I'm
I
strictly
have been
going with.
I've been
Go ahead.
trying to get them to watch it with me for months and months and
I've been
months.
trying to get them to watch a dog die with me, and
Well,
now they have to.
they knew the dog died, but I was trying to tell them it's worth it.
I don't come on,
The
dude.
movie's worth it. The
That's
movie's worth
crazy.
it.
I've been
Right.
basically like going with the old cartoons that like we're a Disneyland family, and so for our kids to be able to actually watch the movies that have inspired all the rides that they love, it's kind of awesome. Like we're watching Peter Pan, Snow White, we're watching a lot of old Pixar movies, man. Like my kids are rediscovering how great Toy Story is, which is
Yeah.
great. Um
Are they watching any of the, Disney Plus, like, former Disney Channel TV shows?
You know what's funny is I try. You know they rebooted Ducktales last year, and it's hilarious. It's great. Like it's got all these great comedians on it, like Ben Schwartz and
Yeah.
all these different people do the voices. And I tried telling Atlee like, hey, you know they used to have Ducktales when I was a kid, and I found it on Disney Plus and showed it to her the old one, and she was like, "This is awful. I want to watch the new one. That's funny." And I'm like, "Yep, fair enough."
Not interested. No, I
Not
ask
interested.
because my kids Kennedy has discovered, Demi Lovato in Sunny with a Chance, which is,
Okay,
a
yeah,
show that was on when Quinn was a little kid,
yeah.
um, and so she's been watching those a lot this break.
The one Disney show that that I hope is on that I haven't checked yet that I want my kids to watch is I never watched it, but the title always cracked me up. It was called Dog with a Blog. That's just a funny name for a show. Dog's
Right,
got a
right.
blog. I think it's good.
Okay. Good movie on
But
there. I got a good movie request on there, or a
okay,
suggestion.
okay.
Did you watch, Togo?
I don't think I did.
Just the look on your face as I
I
say
gave you a
that.
blank stare.
It's not The Sandwich Shop.
Oh,
It's the
not the
story
sandwich
of
shop.
the
Right.
dog in
Okay.
Alaska, the dog sled. Did you see that movie with, is it
No,
William Dafoe? Plays the dude who runs
I
the
don't
dog
think I
sled?
did.
Oh my gosh,
No.
it's incredible, dude.
Is it
Well
like
worth it.
oh, okay, I'll watch it. Amy the other day watched the Jane Goodall documentary on Disney Plus. That we when the kids go to bed, we head over to the National Geographic side of Disney Plus where you can get the Jane Goodall document. It's so great. Anyway, that's Disney Plus. That's kids.
Right.
Um, but I will say Netflix has been good. We watched a few things. We watched Tiger King. I get it. Can I tell you my favorite thing to do right now? Have you watched Tiger King yet at all?
I have watched Tiger King,
Okay.
yes.
My favorite thing to do whenever these new documentaries come out and I watch them with my wife is I act as though I think that the main villain isn't that bad. Like just kind of subtly, I'll go, oh, like Joe Exotic, like I get it. I get why he's mad at Carol Baskin. And Amy will be like, no, you don't. And I'm like, no, like I like him. I think he's a cool guy. I think like, and at midway through, I kind of turned to her. I'm like, man, I think he's getting railroaded here. And she was like, stop relating to the worst people on the same with the Wild Wild Country. When that was out, I was like, ah, dude, Sheila's cool. She's not trying to poison anybody. Come on, you know.
Have you
Anyway,
so how long ago did you guys Wild Wild Country, for those who don't know, I mean, Tiger King's been in the news and on
yeah,
every
Wild
radio.
Wild Country, I think was like 2 years ago. We started watching it again because we had kind of forgotten about it and kind of stopped watching it, and
Oh,
we're in the
you
middle
went
of it
back to
again.
watch it again. So,
Well, we never finished it, so now we're way behind everybody else.
it's the story of a cult up in, like, Northern Oregon, right? Outside of
Yeah,
Portland or
yeah,
Central Oregon, maybe? Um,
yeah.
Little known fact, my friend Mark Williams the other day told me that grounds where the cult did all their stuff is now a Young Life camp.
I think I heard that. That is hilarious. Listen.
If you have not seen Wild Wild Country, everybody, it is worth a
I'm
watch.
somebody.
Fascinating documentary series.
Chris will make fun of me for this a lot, but I was involved in YWAM earlier on. YWAM's kind of close to what Young Life is, and I can whenever I watch that Wild Wild Country, I just immediately go like, this could have been a YWAM base. Like I'll point at something like, that's where they probably would have had worship. So yeah, but dude, documentary wise, and you may have talked about this, but The Last Dance,
Yeah. So this is not
it's so
streaming. This
good.
is on ESPN,
But it's
and
on. But you can like
ESPN2.
get it on You can get it like on like Comcast, like on demand.
Right.
So
We
tell
should
them what it is, dude. It's so good.
The Last Dance, but just real quick, it's on both ESPN and ESPN2 because if you wanna watch it without profanity, you can watch it on ESPN2. If you wanna go hardcore like I do, regular ESPN.
Yeah, you
That's
like
where you get
profanity.
I as much as possible. No,
Big profanity guy.
so this is the story of the final season of the Chicago Bulls dynasty back in the
Yes.
'90s, and it is unbelievable, man. I
We're only I think only 2 episodes have been released. It's a 10-part documentary.
Right.
I've only
It
watched
ran
1 and
5
2.
Sundays over the course
Oh, so
of
it's
this
every Sunday.
documentary.
Got
It
it.
was supposed to come out, I think, in June or July,
They pushed
and
it
they did
forward.
us all a favor and released it early so that we'd
Yeah.
have something to watch.
And dude, it is so good. And you know what? Side note, I think it's on Netflix, but I think there was a 30 for 30 about when Michael Jordan was doing the whole "I'm going to be a
Baseball.
baseball player
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
2 years." You know when
Also good.
he got shadow banned from the NBA. Yeah, that happened. He got shadow banned.
You think so?
Um, yeah, I have so many conspiracy
You are
theories about
you're a
Michael Jordan, dude.
conspiracy theorist.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll get deep with you. Anyway, Last Dance, it's great, dude. And even if you don't like sports documentaries, like Amy's not a basketball fan, but she's
Right.
been watching Last Dance and be like, this is fascinating because it
Yeah.
is such a fascinating mix of personalities. I'll tell you what I thought was great is episodes 1 and 2. They've even gotten into Dennis Rodman yet. I know he's going to play a part later on, right? Was
Yeah,
he on those
yeah.
teams?
He was on those teams. The thing that I am doing as I watch it, so this was a really tough set of moments for me back in the '90s when this all went down. Because just think about
Did
this.
you grew up in Chicago, but did you grow up an
I
actual
did.
you were a Bulls fan?
I was a Bulls fan,
Were
yes.
you White Sox
And,
or Cubs? You
it's a
didn't
weird
care.
it's a
You
weird
didn't
I
care.
don't like baseball, but here's
Okay.
the thing. Went to more Cubs games, but was a White Sox fan. If I if
Got it.
I had to choose a team, because
Got
the
it.
Cubs is an experience, right? The Cubs game.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, here's the deal, man. When that last season of the Bulls went down the way it did. So everybody listening, imagine for a second if the Golden State Warriors, if Bob Myers, general manager for the Golden State Warriors, sat Steve Kerr down and said at the beginning of a season, even before it starts, I don't really want you anymore, coach, but we're going to keep you one more year. This is the end. And then imagine for a second if Steph Curry said, well, I'm not going to play for this team anymore if Steve Kerr's gone. And basically that is what happened with the Bulls. They sat Phil Jackson down, the coach, and told him, this is it, last season. And then Jordan said, well, I'm not staying if Phil's not staying. And it basically ripped the team apart. But then you have to play together as a team
Yeah.
for the next 8 months and
Well,
win a championship.
they were doing it. Jerry Krause, the GM of the Bulls, and it comes out he was doing it because he wanted to prove that he could
He can
build a
rebuild.
team. He
Yeah.
could rebuild, which is
Yeah.
so
That was all
crazy to me.
about
And it
him.
also shows you back. Honestly, I won't get into it, but it shows you how little power players had back
Yeah.
then as opposed to now. Like Michael Jordan is the second greatest basketball player of all time, behind David
What?
Lee. And joking. And he's saying like I'm not going to play. And they're like, well, you're not going to play then, and it's
Yeah.
crazy to
Yeah.
me. Anyway,
Yeah.
so been loving
Yeah.
that. Amy's been loving that too. So I would recommend that. It's fascinating. It's very well done.
Right.
We only got a few more minutes, but I would say the two other things I've been watching. So moving away from non-scripted to scripted are actually two shows that are on Hulu right now.
Okay.
One just finished its first and I believe only season. It's called Devs. Have you heard about? I think I've talked about Devs in front of you.
You know what? You've mentioned it. I don't. All I know is that Ron Swanson is in it from Parks and Rec.
Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec, otherwise known as Nick Offerman, the actor, plays a character that is almost the exact opposite from Ron Swanson. He
Okay.
plays kind of like almost like a Steve Jobs type, multimillionaire, kind of like eccentric software CEO. And it's a 7-episode, I guess you would call it a mini series. So it's made by Alex Garland, who I think is a great director. Did Ex Machina and a couple other movies. Did Annihilation last year. So if you like sci-fi or kind of weird, trippy stuff like that, he did that. And this is his first show that he wrote and directed, and it's incredible. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. All I can say is it's about like in the near future. It takes place in the Bay Area, and it's a software company that's doing something really weird and kind of insinuous and evil, and it's all about just what that is. And as it unfolds like episode by episode, it gets crazy. It goes into quantum physics. It's well done. It's kind of creepy, but it's not. I don't know. It's just a beautiful show. It was so good. I
I
loved it.
I don't know if you're selling us on it when you say it goes into quantum physics. Like, how slow is this show?
Oh,
And if I give this a
you
shot.
think everybody at Crosswinds is stupid? Is that what you're saying?
No,
I'm
I
telling you,
don't, not at
no,
all.
no. This is so
No,
fascinating,
I think
dude.
we have quantum
It's
physicians?
not slow. It's not slow. It is
Physicists,
fascinating.
quantum physicists. Yeah,
Physicians, quantum physicians.
I think that's an essential job right now, actually.
Hey,
No,
it's
what
good.
I'm trying if I give this a shot, how many episodes will I need to watch to know whether I wanna keep watching?
One.
Really?
End of episode 1, I
Okay.
predict you're gonna be like, "I'm in." Anyway, so it just
Okay.
finished its final episode. I think it's 7, maybe 8 episodes. It's on Hulu, only on Hulu. It was a
Alright.
new FX on Hulu thing, and just get into it. Not a kid-friendly show. Definitely a little bit creepy and unsettling, but so well done, and it's the Bay Area. It's cool.
While
Um,
we're on Hulu real quick,
yeah.
for some reason, they have the exclusive rights for streaming Parasite, which I finally watched the other day. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, did you like it?
I did like it. I thought
I
it was
liked it a
really
lot.
good.
It's a good
It
movie.
was it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I guess I thought it was gonna be a horror movie, and I found myself feeling like there was a little bit of that, but it was more of just a suspense, even some comedy. Not what I
It's
expected.
I don't know. I agree. I always loved Alfred Hitchcock. It reminds me very much of like a movie that like Alfred Hitchcock would make in 2020, 2019.
Right.
It's
Right.
that kind
Yeah.
of weird, but it's got humor to it, but it's also like it's surreal in some spots. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Um, Second show on Hulu that the first two seasons are streaming, and I think the third just started. But it's a show that started out on BBC called Killing Eve. You ever heard of Killing Eve?
I have not.
Dude, Killing Eve is fantastic. Like I said, BBC show, but it's now on Hulu, and it stars Sandra Oh, who was on Grey's Anatomy. Everyone knows that. She plays an MI6 agent in Britain who is tracking down a Russian assassin. This woman named Villanelle, and Villanelle is a psychopath, but also hilarious. The actress who plays her is the funniest person I've ever. Like, she just plays that weird psycho. It's just so funny, psychopathic in a very funny, weird way. And they become obsessed with each other and becomes this cat and mouse game all over Europe. I just finished the second season last night, and I know that the 2 episodes of the third season are now up. I think just on normal streaming, normal TV, and I
Right.
can't wait to start it. Dude, it is so funny and so well done. And if you like spy movies or spy stuff, dude, it is so great. Suspenseful too,
Okay.
really good.
All
So,
right, man.
that's
So
where I go.
Killing Eve. Devs
Devs
and
and
Killing
Killing
Eve.
Eve. That's what I'm
All
saying.
right.
So,
Good suggestions.
all
Derek,
right.
it is always fun. Thank you.
Can I
And
say one more thing? I'm gonna say one more thing. I
yeah.
know I feel like I always get into this, man. If you watch these shows, I used to like always like recommend movies to people, and then they'd be like, "Hey, that movie was super gross or super dirty. What the heck, Derek?" That because I always feel bad about that. If you watch these shows, you don't like them, or you're like, "Yeah, watch that in front of my kids. Won't make that mistake again." A, don't watch them in front of your kids. B, don't email me about it. Come on, guys. Like, come on. Taste is
Yeah.
taste. Subjective.
Yeah. Pay attention
Email
to
Chris.
pay
Email
attention
Chris
to
about it.
pay attention to the ratings in the thing on the beginning of the show that says TV 14, TVMA, whatever,
There you
so that
go. There you go.
you're aware on your own. Buyer
But
beware.
But binge away, folks. 2 good shows for sure.
All right, Derek. Thanks, man. Hey,
Yeah, man.
I don't know what other things there are to get tips on, but if they're out there, we'll have you back, and we'll get some more
that'd be
tips
fun.
from you in the future. So thanks again, Derek. Glad you were here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.